Nigga said, I'm in the bank, but I got cash.
What you mean, bro? You real?
That's my bitch. That's my bitch, bro. That's my bitch for real, bro. Fuck with you.
On a hot summer day in Texas, a young mother chased a fresh start, a better life for her son, but that pursuit of freedom, that courageous step forward, suddenly became the deadliest choice she could have made. Have you ever felt the weight of wanting more, of striving for independence, only to realize the danger you hoped to leave behind was still closer than you ever imagined? How did Mercina Strug's brave attempt to reclaim her life turn into a brutal fight for survival? This is Mercina Strug's story, a woman who dared to stand up for herself, to take back what was rightfully hers. It's a story that reveals the terrifying cost of trying to escape, and the critical warnings it echoes for us all. Before we witness the harrowing moments that unfolded, hit that like button if you believe stories like Mercina's deserve to be heard. Welcome to True Crime Footprint, where we unveil the darkest mysteries and the most chilling true crime tales. If you crave real-life crime stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat, you are in the right place. Kindly subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss any of our new stories. Your support keeps these stories alive. Mercina Strug was just 29, a loving mother with a clear vision. She recently made a big move, traveling from Louisiana to Houston with her 8-year-old son. Her motivation was simple yet profound: to build them a better life, a fresh start. This wasn't just a change of address, it was a hopeful leap towards a brighter future, a symbol of her strength and dedication.
Yo, not him just finding this size when I'm this size now. The fuck? Like, you know how many ago that was?
Those who knew Mercina spoke of her warmth. Her neighbor, Shawnee Drury, remembered her as beautiful, kind, and a loving mother.
The neighbor tells me she did not know Mercina Strug for very long, but she says she was beautiful and kind. She says the moment she heard gunshots, she feared for her friend's life.
Mercina's sister, Kimani Strug, echoed this, calling her loyal and kind and beautiful, affectionately adding, "She was our rock." She was the center of her family, a steady presence, full of heart. But even as Mercina pursued this new beginning, an unseen shadow lingered. Nicholas Finley, her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, was part of her life. In relationships like theirs, control often becomes a silent weapon. What many don't realize, what Mercina was about to learn firsthand, is the severe danger in attempting to break free. Experts warn that for anyone trying to escape an abusive relationship, the risk of fatal aggression increases dramatically. It's a harsh truth often ignored until it's too late. On July 19, 2024, a request that seemed ordinary, a simple ask for an insurance card, would set in motion a chain of events. It would shatter Mercina's dreams and pull an entire community into a horrifying nightmare. How did Mercina Strug's brave attempt to reclaim her life turn into a brutal fight for survival? The events of July 19 began subtly. Nicholas Finley was pulled over by authorities while driving Mercina's car. He then contacted Mercina, asking her to bring him an insurance card. It seemed like a routine request, an everyday inconvenience, but what appeared simple was, in fact, a calculated maneuver, a way to lure Mercina directly into his path. Mercina, accompanied by her neighbor Shawnee Drury's roommate, went to meet Finley, but he wasn't there. They returned to the park at Cumberland Apartments, at 505 Cypress Station. To their shock, Finley was already back, sitting in Mercina's car. He was waiting. How often do seemingly ordinary moments become the beginning of something truly horrifying? Mercina stepped out of her vehicle and walked towards Finley, confronting him. She was there to reclaim her car, to assert her independence. But as she approached, Finley opened fire, shooting her a couple of times. Wounded, Mersina fought back with everything she had. She tried desperately to escape, attempting to get into another car, then running through the apartment complex, searching for any way out. This story is a stark warning. If Mersina's bravery resonates with you, share this video to spread awareness about the hidden dangers of domestic violence. Your share could be the lifeline someone desperately needs. Wounded, but fueled by a mother's will to survive, Mersina fought on, yet, Finley's rage was far from spent. The apartment complex, once a symbol of her new life, became a terrifying maze of gunshots and desperate pleas. How did Mersina Strug's brave attempt to reclaim her life turn into a brutal fight for survival?
We want to get to a developing story right now. Tonight, we are hearing from a woman who says she watched a mother try to run away from her boyfriend's gunfire.
34-year-old Nicholas Finley now is charged with capital murder after detectives say he robbed and killed his 29-year-old girlfriend, Marshana Struggs. It happened at a park, at Cumberland Apartments on July 19th. KPRC2 reporter Corley Peel shares what the witness saw before the shots were fired.
The neighbor tells me she did not know Marshana Struggs for very long, but she says she was beautiful and kind. She says the moment she heard gunshots, she feared for her friend's life.
Yesterday,
Bullet holes are found on Shawnee Drury's front door.
it's right here. They're all of them are right here.
Her doorstop is where Marshana Struggs was shot and killed while trying to run from her boyfriend, Nicholas Finley. Drury recalls how it unfolded.
His lady got pulled over, and they needed her to bring the insurance card. And so my roommate took her to go down there, and he wasn't there. So when they came back, he was sitting right here in her car, and she jumped out and had a confrontation with him, and he shot her a couple times. My boyfriend pushed me back in the house, and we just went in the bathroom, and I just had my hands over my head, and it was so loud. I thought he was coming in the house because he kept saying he was going to kill everybody in the house. He was going to kill us for helping her.
Drury says Struggs fought to get away.
She made it into my truck, I guess, and he shot her 4 or 5 more times over there, and then she managed to make it over here at that point, and he shot her like 8 more times. It was just so senseless, so senseless.
Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says murders involving intimate partners make up 35% of the murders in unincorporated Harris County so far this year. Leaving can be the most dangerous time for a survivor, and the Houston Area Women's Center says if an abuser has a gun, lethality can increase by 500%.
The chaos that erupted in Cypress Station was witnessed by Mersina's neighbor, Shawnee Drury. As gunshots cracked through the air, Shawnee described a scene of pure terror. Mersina, desperate, made it to Shawnee's truck, still fighting for safety, still trying to escape the attacker. But Finley was relentless. He fired again, 4 or 5 more times, a chilling sound for anyone hiding nearby. Mersina, critically wounded, finally collapsed at another spot within the complex. Even then, the brutality didn't stop. Finley stood over her, continuing his attack. He fired his pistol 8 more times, effectively emptying the weapon into her body. This wasn't just a shooting. It was an execution driven by a terrifying, absolute need for control.
I thought he was coming in the house because he kept saying he was going to kill everybody in the house. He was going to kill us for helping her.
Shawnee Drury, hidden in her bathroom, could hear it all. She heard Finley's chilling threats to kill everybody in the house who was helping Mersina. It was a declaration that exposed his need for complete dominance, extending even to those who offered a hand to his victim. When the last shots faded, a profound silence fell. Mersina Struggs was pronounced dead at the scene. Finley then fled, taking her purse and her vehicle with him. The echoes of gunfire faded, but the silence that followed was even more deafening, leaving behind a devastating question. How could this monstrous act have happened, and what justice would be served for Mersina? How did Mersina Strug's brave attempt to reclaim her life turn into a brutal fight for survival? In the immediate aftermath of the horrific shooting, deputies from the Harris County Sheriff's Office moved swiftly. They launched a manhunt for Nicholas Finley. It didn't take long. Authorities located and apprehended Finley, bringing him in for questioning. Finley was formally charged with capital murder. This severe charge wasn't just for Mersina's death, but also for taking her purse and vehicle after the shooting. In Texas, a capital murder charge applies when a killing happens during another serious crime, like robbery. This dual accusation highlights how violence in relationships often ties into other criminal acts, such as taking someone's property. It's a way abusers maintain control, even in their final, brutal moments.
Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range.
Finley was then booked into the Harris County Jail, where bond was denied. This denial is standard for capital murder cases, showing the serious nature of the alleged crime and the perceived risk he poses. This wasn't just an impulsive act. It was a final, brutal act of coercive control. It's worth noting that the name Nicholas Finley is common. Records exist for other individuals with this name, but those are separate people. Our focus remains solely on the 34-year-old Nicholas F. Finley charged in this Harris County case. As Nicholas Finley awaited his fate in a Harris County jail cell, Mersina's death cast a long shadow. It forced a community to confront a difficult truth about intimate partner violence, a truth that extended far beyond this single tragedy. How did Mersina Strug's brave attempt to reclaim her life turn into a brutal fight for survival? Mersina Strug's tragic death isn't just a single isolated case, it points to a much larger crisis. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez himself declared that intimate partner violence is a national epidemic. Here in unincorporated Harris County, the numbers are stark. Roughly 35% of all murders involve intimate partners. Mersina's death, then, is a devastating reflection of a widespread and ongoing problem. Experts in this field consistently warn, leaving an abusive relationship is the most dangerous time. This chilling truth was vividly on display in Mersina's story. The risk of death increases by a shocking 500% when an abuser has a gun. Finley had a pistol, and his rage exploded when Mersina took a step towards independence by reclaiming her car. That act of asserting control over her own property likely triggered his violent response, proving just how much danger a person faces when trying to break free. For those facing similar circumstances, help is available. Organizations like the Houston Area Women's Center offers crucial support, or you can text START to 88788. If Mersina's story sparks a flicker of recognition in your own life, or in someone you know, please, reach out. Creating a safety plan is a vital step. Did you catch the subtle moment when Mersina's hopeful escape suddenly became a trap? Rewind if you missed the critical detail that escalated this tragedy. Mersina Strug's left behind an 8-year-old son, and a family shattered by unimaginable loss, but her story, tragically cut short, became a powerful call to action, echoing a message that can no longer be ignored. How did Mersina Strug's brave attempt to reclaim her life turn into a brutal fight for survival? Mersina Strug's death created an immense void within her family and the wider community. Her sister, Kimani Struggs, started a GoFundMe campaign to raise money for funeral arrangements and to bring Mersina's body home to Louisiana. The campaign description spoke to the family's deep heartbreak, calling Mersina our rock, showing just how central she was to their lives. The emotional and financial burden on her surviving 8-year-old son and her family highlights the often unseen secondary victims of such violence. The shock and sorrow were echoed by her neighbor, Shawnee Drury, and through the outpouring of support for the GoFundMe. Mercena's story serves as a harsh reminder of the dangers in relationships where power and control are abused. It highlights the urgent need for everyone to recognize the signs of abuse. The simple, powerful message is this: love shouldn't hurt. This tragedy has become a rallying cry, pushing for collective action to support survivors and ensure they know where to find help. As of now, Nicholas Finley remains charged with capital murder, and his legal case continues, but regardless of the final verdict, Mercena's death has had a profound impact on countless lives, far beyond just her immediate family. Mercena's story is a harrowing look at the dangers of intimate partner violence. If this narrative moved you, please, leave a comment below with your thoughts or any resources you know that can help others. Your voice adds to the chorus of those demanding change, and if you want to ensure stories like Mercena's continue to be told, exposing the truth and offering vital lessons, kindly subscribe to True Crime Footprint and hit that notification bell. Because every whistle blown, every story shared, brings us closer to a safer future. Our hearts ache for Mercena Strug's family. Words feel inadequate, but please know you are held in deepest sympathy and prayers. May you find strength and comfort in memories of Mercena. Thank you for watching, for your attention, and for joining us on this journey of reflection. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and above all, stay safe. See you on our next video.